What is there to say other than that was a diabolical performance? I mean, from head to toe, every single thing you could think of, except Jean Garcia, was horrible. And I said it before: if Barca go into this Rayo game, especially Rayo away, if they go into this game playing the way that they did against Levante and Mallorca, forget the 3 points. Forget them because the proof is in the pudding. You don't go to Mallorca and Levante, especially Levante, newly promoted, and play the way that they did. It's not sustainable. It's not convincing. And Barca now drop points on matchday 3 of La Liga, while Madrid and Bilbao win all their 3 games. So over here, I mean, I only have one tab open. I don't even have the team sheet that is like where you can move the players. I don't even have that tab open because there was no structure to the game. There was zero structure to the game. It was just chaos transition ball the entire game. It looked like the Premier League where there was zero technical ability, no ball retention, no possession buildup. It was a straight chaos, lose the ball, transition the whole 90 plus minutes, the entire game. And the rating is, I mean, these are some of the worst ratings I've seen in terms of Barcelona. De Jong did not deserve a 7.7, for example. Yamal did not deserve an 8.1. John Garcia should have had a 10.0. I mean, I don't know what these are, but statistics wise, look, this looks a bit too balanced for my liking. Um, you can say Barca had a bit more possession, but it was irrelevant. The entire possession stat is just whoever won the ball a few more times than the other team off of the chaos in the possession build up from either team. Look at the XG. In this situation, Rayo has more XG because Barca had a penalty. A penalty is 0.77, I think, or 78 XG. And for that reason, Rayo had more open play XG. I mean, Barca just played horrible, like to the like just so bad. And what's important to note specifically, which players were causing issues for Barcelona. In general, the midfield was bad. Barca had no control, and it was a case even when Pedri was playing very well. Today, Pedri played standard. It was nothing like he wasn't too impactful. He was just there, but he did have a bad game, but he was just there. He didn't have the impact that he usually does. When this is the case, when Pedri's not playing good or when Pedri's not playing, forget the midfield. Forget it. There is no midfield in Barcelona because he's the only player that knows what he's doing, and the other players just follow suit in terms of where he wants them to be, where they think they can receive the ball from him. But they don't actually impose themselves on the game. Dani Olmo, I've said it before, profile wise, he can be a very important player for Barcelona, but for many months now, he has not been able to have an impact or impose himself either in the especially in the high intensity, high pressure games or just tough games that are physically taxing. He has not been able to actually impose himself. Today, he had some horrible misses. He was very poor in the first and the start of the second half. Right before he got subbed off, he started to be more involved and play a bit better up towards the 18-yard area of Rayo's penalty box. But overall, not a good performance. Ferran Torres, a non-factor in the build-up for Barcelona. Very poor. He either can't receive the ball properly, he either loses the ball when receiving it, or he's just invisible in the build-up. And as number 9, you could not have that when you're a player, a number 9 for Barcelona. Rafinha, diabolical. Yamal outside the penalty, nothing special. A few dribbles completed, but I mean, nothing. I mean, nothing to talk about here. It was just nothing crazy. Balde, whatever. Christensen and Eric Garcia, you can see Flick rotated the center backs, and the entire season started with Kubarsi and Araujo, but he opted for Eric Garcia and Christensen today. I mean, it's the same thing as Kubarsi and Araujo. It was just weak. Barca's backline is very thin. It's a very thin backline, and the fact that they let Inigo Martinez go, the best center back Barca had last season, for free, and even with him, the backline was already thin. They let him go. It's even more thin now, and they're not even trying to sign anybody new. So I don't know what the board's doing. I don't know what the club's doing, but this coupled with the whole Cam Newton situation, it's an absolute circus of the highest degree. You talk about Kunde, who, I mean, I guess defensively he's not bad, but he's not good. I mean, when you think about that, coupled with how poor he is in the build-up, he does not know how to receive the ball in a way that allows Barca to push up the pitch. Every time he receives the ball, it's in such a poor way. It's in such a bad body position that Barca cannot quickly build up off of him. He is literally a negative, not even a non-factor, like I said for Ferran Torres. He has a negative factor in the build-up for Barcelona and even for France. When you give Kunde the ball, he receives it in such a way that doesn't allow Barca to build up quickly. Like he receives it and then everybody has to stop for a second so he can get the ball out of his feet and be ready for a pass. So very poor from Kunde. And like I said before, the only good sign of anything, because even Flick was poor, the only good sign was Ron Garcia. Like I said, he had to have a 10.0 rating. If he did not exist, if it was Ter Stegen there today, this game ends 5-1. This game ends 5-1 for Rayo. 5-1 for Rayo, and this goalkeeper is unbelievable. You talk about Ter Stegen as a goalkeeper, how little he wants to impose himself, how little confidence he has, how little bravery he has. You take a look at Jean Garcia, he is the most spry goalkeeper I've seen since, Courtois. Like since Courtois became an actual goalkeeper. Since, I guess, Neuer in his prime. This is an unbelievable goalkeeper, and the way he goes into challenges, the way he comes off his line, the way he's not scared to actually make his body bigger. No, this guy's a no joke. Forget goalkeeper. This is a no joke human, and he saved Barcelona. So far, he started the season, at an unbelievable level, and I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because last season Barca was a very good team. He comes to his team expecting, Barca to reach the next level. Barca needed a goalkeeper like him. He comes here, and the performances so far, I'm not saying they can't get better, but the performances so far have been nothing short of diabolical. And this is why I'm saying I feel bad for him because he's doing everything in his power to save the team, but they're not backing him. There's no backing from the team for what he's doing. They're playing horrible. Then like he saves a shot, and Barca has no interest in holding the ball a little bit, so at least he can catch a breather. So at least he can catch a break. No interest. And you think about it. You think about MSN, for example, with Iniesta, PK. They have to deal with Ter Stegen, but a team performing like this gets to have John Garcia. It's just something I thought about during the game, man. It's pretty unfair, but it is what it is. Um, but overall, a diabolical performance. And look, Barca, well, no, Barca. Everyone goes into an international break now. This is a chance for Barca to reset. I'm not sure. Hopefully, nobody gets injured in it. Hopefully, nobody gets overplayed in it, especially for Spain or Rafinha for Brazil or whoever's playing De Jong for Netherlands. Whoever it is, hopefully, there's no injuries or no overplaying. And Barca for the first 3 games of the season have looked diabolical. The dropping of points today was not a surprise to me. I called it if they were going to play like this, which they did. And now there's 2 teams in the Liga that are ahead of Barcelona. I think Villarreal as well, actually, with the goal difference. So this is a situation they're in, and there's nobody to blame but Barcelona. I hear Madrid and Barca fans consistently going on the social media and crying about referees. Who cares? You should be beating Rayo away. I know Barca usually struggle with Rayo away. I know Rayo are one of the few good teams in La Liga that actually try to impose themselves and play attacking football. But with the level Barca's at, they should still be beating them comfortably. And it's not even being about beating comfortably. Barca played horribly. Even if Barca won, it wouldn't have been convincing with the performance today. So that's why I was looking at the performances against Levante and Mallorca. I wasn't convinced. Celebrating that win against Levante was not an option for me because it wasn't convincing. I still knew that if they play like that in today's game, it's curtains. It's GG, and it was. So horrible start to the season in terms of performance. To drop points in the third match day, not the 8th, not the 10th, not in the Clásico, not against Atletico Madrid. To drop points in the third game of the season, it's just a shame. So a lot of things to rectify, and let's see how they do after the international break. But there has to be a big reset mentally, and I guess at this point even setup wise. But we'll see how they do, and we'll see how the players fare in the international break.